Abusuan say video be air security made hon sem ebro ha Tvghana so said you buy a channel no so for the first time like and I share your stories in my TV and one subscribe so comment section as na video ni mu no the NDC executive papa ni I respected Mr. Joseph Yamin say onu di ni dwuma pa Asante region pa na abusua okodwa bo bi ase abusua nsem odi akwakoto dwa no say ama wo media no so say din a ye di ama no the new Galamsey king because nsem a papa di kokoto dwa wo ho no o kirema NDC tax force a ye di ato ho say Galamsey omna Mr. Galamsey no ono ne nkrofo on the ground abe report to ama no say the tax force no omo jeje sika to mu du ho a mu du site ha say a no mo twa sika 50,000 mo family na yenya am no mo tua no mo ko no ma kire mo say next 2 weeks next 3 weeks and next month ye be san aba to me ba na ya fresh na ye be ba ho nti mo mo ba 50,000 no ma je 100,000 no ma je na hwim no mo ko nti Galamsey fight na nkasa ya kan wasa same we me be catch the last 2 weeks say tactics way in a NDC for no ANT yeah na you with TV so near the adene umwa and then ya kokofa baby ni akwachi nkofo mi ensabi so we are fighting any media cameras de ho and I bana went to me ntua na be ye ho la bi hu boss na ho no ye nom kasana went meant ya ye ho la ni acho any the cameras akogu ho we are fighting Galamsey na some of the about to join and black rasta babo ntia be kasa say hey you see Galamsey king baby as say moto and the papa nti say no be out fie we are advocating stop Galamsey the reality on the ground is NDC tax force no na no mo hana bisi we didi animu ye kwan no bisi say no mo kwa sika no mo kwaje instead so nkomo ko no munti omungum na say kra de ehyi kra ba betum kra water guard for no yeso omo de kra de omo ni bresika sin obi ana nipa mu yetua ne ka 800 series 700 series a month nti ono no ko na Galamsey ni bi 1000 2000 man se gina kwa eno an yeso omo na ebo yusu ho ban na no video bi kra mi hu ye akwa ba akwa koja ne ho ato yusu mo nyame nkwa water guard no kan so no de ne kokra nyame nkwa de so de mu na ne black rasta ba betrim say hey Galamsey king they say money mo guase papa na ekuti some of the children we are watch our comment section as
the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, said as a matter of urgency immediately he should order the stop of any mining operations being carried out. Near tax forces for no number or more yano can never be said as fighting illegal mining, but rather extorting monies and creating problems. Until Omanpenyi order the IGP, the Interior Minister, whichever tax force be said, they should immediately halt all the operations. And ni obia oya legal miner ewa mamuha na tax forces na namono him fan omo checking the documents of people who are mining and where they are mining and whether they have permit to mine or they don't have permit to mine. Of questions to be answered. There are a lot of education to be given. And until I make us our paying halt to all operations and let us sit down and find a very lasting solution to this problem. And solve a problem. The problem by solving a problem.
Is Ghana's new Galamsey king. Do you know him? He's called Joseph Yamin. He acted as the deputy sports minister a few years back. And he made some really controversial remarks. And I remember these remarks every time. Ghana had qualified for a certain tournament. I want to believe that it was the World Cup. And he came out and said, Ghana will be presenting some chair leaders and chair people to go and cheer the Black Stars on. Jama Group. But he made it clear that no member of the opposition, NPP, will be part of the chair team. It will be strictly NDC. A Ghanaian activity. It's not a party activity. Brother here said it is only going to be NDC people. At that point, I was shocked. I couldn't believe that a man could be bold enough to show how much biased and unpatriotic he could be. Yes, NDC people are Ghanaians, but they are not the only Ghanaian people we know, right? And we have. Am I right? So for a man to come out and say, yes, Ghana has qualified for a certain caboodle, and it's only my party's people who are going, even though it's Ghana's money that is going to be spent in taking them there, I find it troubling. My brother, my sister, this is Joseph Yamin. I met him before, but we never spoke. I think we just said hi. And he looked quite humble and respectful, even though we never spoke. You know, sometimes the mannerism is enough to tell you that, oh, this guy is a cool guy. In fact, we greeted each other from afar, just by hand gestures, and I felt that he was respectful. I could tell. This is Joseph Yamin. My brother, my sister. He seems to be a die-hard member of the NDC. But through people like this, if the NDC is not careful, it's going to get very, very unpopular. A couple of days ago, we played you a video in which Joseph Yamin seemed to be glorifying Galamsey, illegal mining. He has been fingered as a Galamseyer by no other person than the Attorney General, Dominic Akuritinga Ayini, doctor. And Dominic Akuritinga Ayini has asked the Iyoko to investigate him. In fact, the minister for the environment is also in support of this investigation. And we had utterances from Joseph Yamin. To wit, do you know how the party got money to campaign? Today you are calling some miners illegal miners. Without the so-called illegal miners, the party would have never come into power, and you, a minister now, would never have been a minister. And of course, he might probably have been referring to the minister, Kofi Amabua, Minister of the Environment. Now, the minister who is in the most critical position right now is the Minister for Galamsey. And I am talking about Emmanuel Kofi Amabua. It looks like all eyes are on him to make sure that this Galamsey menace stops. You know why? Because when they were in opposition, Galamsey was their biggest weapon of campaign. You see, a tari unyankwa, you see a tari jia. Today is their turn. And Yamin doesn't seem to agree with the fact that Galamsey has to stop. There's a tape, a very short tape I want to play to you. Right after that, I'm going to look deeper into Joseph Yamin. My brother, my sister, in this tape, he's addressing a crowd. And he seems to be telling the crowd that whoever wants to stop Galamsey should think about one thing. Whoever wants to stop mining should think about one thing. Even in the church, when they are doing fundraising, they invite Galamseyers to come and donate money. So as they are donating the money and they are receiving the money, why do they want this thing to stop? Maybe the tree he spoke, I didn't understand. You listen to it and tell me if that's what he actually said. Watch this.
Yamudu was saying, a sophomore. And I harvest was sorry, I am Galamsey voice of
Play it again.
Yamudu was saying, a sophomore. And I harvest was sorry, I am Galamsey voice of
And he seemed to be addressing people who are pro-Galamsey. He seemed to be addressing people who are pro-Galamsey. Now, when you listen further to the tape, he also spoke to the president of the Republic of Ghana. He warned the president and told him, Mr. President, please, the task force that you are sending around to fight Galamsey is a joke. Why is it a joke? They are going around taking money from the Galamseyers and they are not doing any fight. There's absolutely no fight. They are just taking money from the Galamseyers and encouraging them to do more damage. So if anything at all, stop the task force from operating right now. Then he also said, then stop mining operations immediately. Interesting. Do you understand it? Mr. President, you are pretending to be fighting Galamsey. There is some group here. They come here and they say that they are fighting Galamsey. They are called a task force. Go and see what they are doing. They are actually taking money from the illegal miners and encouraging them to do more. The same way the churches he mentioned invite these Galamseyers for harvest so they can donate. So it will be difficult for the churches to fight Galamsey. He seems to be pro-Galamsey himself. He seems to be pro-Galamsey. Now, he and a certain guy called Abanga from the NDC, it looks like they are the kingpins, the face of Galamsey in Ghana right now, according to Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayini, your Attorney General, and your Iyoko boss, Raymond Archer. Will the fight against Galamsey come to an end? Joseph Yamin says the fight is a joke. The task force only goes out there to take money from the people and nothing is happening. They are still doing the Galamsey. He is the same person who said he could have taken an appointment from the president, but he decided to opt out so that he would work underground to see the party succeed. Seeing the party succeed, is it only through Galamsey, or is the Attorney General wrong? My brother, my sister, if the NDC, in fact, I don't even want to talk about the NDC, if the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, does not open his eyes wide and deal with this issue of Galamsey, the party is going to get very unpopular. You say you don't want to bring out and roll out the state of emergency because the economy will crash. What are you doing about illegal mining? Can you be ruthless on that? Now the task force going round, they are so unpatriotic. I don't know who recruits them. They recruit drug addicts, useless people who do not love Ghana. They are only looking for something for their drugs. Certainly, they will go and take money from these people. But this discussion, my brother, my sister, the party in power, the NDC, has to look at it seriously. I prefer going hungry and the water bodies are clean The plants are fresh and giving us fresh air. 2, filling my belly and drinking poisoned water. And having all the plants die in their droves. Have you so soon forgotten that the day the last plant dies, the last human being would have been dead 100 years back? Have you forgotten so soon? Is mining the only way we can make money for our country? Or are we that lazy in thinking? What happened to farming? All the cash crops are now useless. What happened to your cocoa? Can't you plant coffee in Ghana? What happened to the bananas? What happened to the yams that we were importing? Why? We have to destroy the land before the economy can stand on its 2 feet? Like Nanado, Dankwa, and the rest did, and yet they couldn't even salvage the economy. Let's be more critical of our activities. Let's be more serious and think Ghana. Or else, the stolen cars will keep coming into the country. The Galamseyers will keep coming into the country from China and such other countries, and will watch our country die a very miserable death. And we will not sit down and watch it. We shall take up arms. I promise you that. The youth will join me. We shall take up arms. I won't go any further. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power.